Hey, it's Faye. Yes, we know we're a little bit late, but it is the hot girl summer. Once in a while, or maybe too often, I like to sit down and just openly word vomit all things girly. Just girly things. I always take this chance to reconnect on real life with you, and it's actually my favorite videos to film because I feel like we really get to nurture our bond. Someone commented that my Get Ready With Me's really feel like two best friends start watching and just overpouring their thoughts with each other. And if that does not capture our love, then I don't know what does. Anyway, it's a hot girl summer and I have the most effective, simple skincare to not crease your makeup under this hot weather. Some people have been requesting me to do a skincare update and there's not much to update you guys on, but I'm gonna share with you guys my current obsession right now because we staying cute all summer and ain't nobody gonna do it better than us. This video is in partnership with Peace Out Skincare, and if you've been on my channel all year long, you guys know that I've been obsessed with Peace Out Skincare, so it's not shocking. So before we get into all the nitty-gritty things that I want to talk about and discuss with you guys probably want to stay for that because like I need your help. Okay, thanks. You guys just saw I started off with toner to bring back the pH, and then what I've been doing for my AM skincare routine, although I use this twice a day, I go with the Peace Out Acne Serum, and it's super exciting because they're really known for their strips, but this is their first topical product. The timing could have been better because it is scorching hot in the middle of summer, and you're asking me, what's the benefit? Saving your pores from excessively bleeding sweat. Duh. In other words, controlling your sebum production because your girl is oily. When you're oily and on top of that you're wearing makeup and on top of that it's hot and you're sweaty and humid, it literally triggers my past because I did not care for that, and that was when I had my big cystic acne. Yeah. So as you guys saw, I like to keep the serum right in the mid lower half of my face, and sometimes I like to bring it under my chin a bit because I do break out down here. Honestly, I've been experiencing like so much upper lip breakouts. Am I the only one? And you guys know this about me because I clearly make it known to the world that I have like mustache stains. Basically, whenever I break out up here, it's a little bit more sensitive, so it leaves a lot of hyperpigmentation and dark spots. I didn't even recall this when I was using this serum, obviously for a couple weeks now. It has vitamin C and niacinamide to fade your hyperpigmentation, and that's why I was finding my spots to be very like faint, and I was like, what am I doing different? And it was this. Alongside with controlled sebum production from the zinc ingredient, you have 2% salicylic acid, and that has been the major key point that has been maintaining my breakouts. She has to be tamed somehow. From what you guys can see, I don't really have active acne right now except for like this one down here, but because of the no activity or the like stale activity, I need something to target and maintenance a consistency of the current state my skin is in, like this, you know, with the history of my acne, like bro. Even if you don't see much activity, it's always a good idea to use an acne targeted product to maintain and prevent those acne tantrums. This is perfect because it's lightweight, a gel consistency that's cooling to the skin, and it blends perfect with my AM skincare, especially when it blends underneath my sunscreen, and that has always been an issue with me. I don't like adding things into my like AM skincare routine, although I wear it twice a day. Sometimes when you blend things with sunscreen, you can roll off a certain residue. I found no issue with this. It's so easy and convenient, and we love that for us. Therefore, if you want to check this out, it is available at Sephora, and I'll be sure to link everything I talk about down below. Let me quickly moisturize and sunscreen. I'm finally trying out the Peaceful KRISTIN contacts, and I have the Hazel ones on. Super similar to Olin's. I'm like extremely impressed by the comfort. Okay, so I have a couple things I want to talk about. I just find it therapeutic to know that I'm not suffering alone. Just kidding, I'm not really suffering, I'm just being dramatic. But before we even talk about those things, I guess, let me just brief you guys with my current life updates. There's exciting news happening in the family. In my family. I'm just so happy, and I know I'm gonna be super busy this month, but we'll survive. Oh, my sister also is starting her second year of med school, and she's going into clinics. You better believe that I am extremely stressed about it because we live together, obviously. I just don't want her to catch anything or bring anything back into the apartment. We're gonna take the extra precautions, and honestly, I think I'm gonna be the one quarantining away from her, locking myself in my room. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Like, I don't want her to get sick, which then she can spread to me because I live with her, and possibly spread that to our family and also even my boyfriend, which then he can, see, I don't want to think about that. Speaking of the boo thing, what a nice segue. You see how nice and light I keep my foundation? Thinly spread a layer because again, it's a hot girl summer. I know in this video there's gonna be a lot of relationship blubber. I said blubber, not blabber. Blubber. And that's mainly why we're here. Anyway, to kind of like catch up on the tea. So that was your cue to exit if you don't want to hear it. May I just say, my previous girl talks have personally helped me so much, and I hope it has helped you as well. Sometimes it takes me rewatching those videos to kind of validate how much I've grown as a person. See, now to some people that's quite cringe or meaningless, but to a person like me where I like to reflect, I love journaling. I love even keeping little video logs of me just talking to myself in my phone, and kind of odd, solely for my future self to assess later on. It's quite sentimental, and I'm sorry I'm so cringe, but that's just who I am. Dude, I totally recommend you leaving yourself a voice note or like a letter and open that in a month from now just to see how far you've come, how you've bettered yourself. It's such like a healing process, and I can't express the amount of closure you get, but you know, that's just my opinion because I'm a soft girl, so that's why. I like correcting my eyes with a concealer that matches my skin tone a lot more now. It hides my no sleep game. And then I do take a lighter concealer just to lift. So I went back to the most previous girl talk we had, and I read some comments. Remember how I blatantly shared how my communication skills weren't as effective? Well, no duh. I wonder why. I would shut down easily. Remember that talk? Well, now I talk to the brim. Just kidding. Sometimes. I still find it quite hard to articulate my feelings, and this is, you know, a work in progress. It's just hard to put it into verbal form, but it's been easier, I will admit. I feel like being able to openly communicate comes with lowering your guards and like heightening your trust. I mean, obviously my boyfriend hasn't given me any reasons not to trust him in terms of forming like a safe place. Sometimes it is still so troubling because I'm so immune to keeping to myself, especially if it's something like negative. For example, in one vlog, I actually caught us in the middle of this where he's asking me what's wrong, and I frustratedly answered nothing. I wanted to include that in the vlog because we're not perfect, you know, and I'm just too open. I didn't mean to come off unreasonable. This was actually during the first initial week of George Floyd's murder, and of course in my previous video where I've talked about this, I was dealing with a lot of sadness, anger, and guilt. So I think bottling all that in, it was really damaging me inside, which came off as attitude. Anyway, that's a prime example of me just, you know, keeping to myself and not knowing how to verbalize my feelings, even in disregards to my relationship. And literally, it does not even have to be about us. And I think some people think I give him cold shoulder whenever it has to do with him and I, but that's definitely not the case at all. I'm not selectively picking to do this whenever it's a relationship issue, you know? I love this powder, holy. And also to the people who actually commented on that part of the vlog, yes, we did end up, you know, talking about it right after he sat down, and I literally just cried to him like a baby. I sobbed. Honestly, at first, I didn't feel like he was being comforting, but after he got his point across, yeah, he was. He just kind of listened to me, and I think that was what I needed in the moment. You know, he just said that I can't control people or how they act. All I can do is, you know, do my part, and hopefully that contributes to the bigger picture. That's all we can really do. At the end of the day, you can try to influence as many people as you try to, but it's ultimately up to them. It's their decision, it's their choice. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to Black Lives Matter, the movement, of course. By the way, I'm using the new, what's not so new anymore, it was like their spring collection, their rose wine palette. Oh, so pretty. It has been my go-to palette. It's hot. I think I need to go turn on the AC real fast. Well, you hear the AC, so sorry, but it is so hot. On a lighter note, from that video, some people were calling us, well, calling me, mainly me, immature by the way I act, and this is what I have to say about that. Linda, listen. I don't know if you noticed, but if you've been watching my videos, 99% of my videos, I'm never really mature. When do you guys ever really see me mature or like serious? I mean, obviously I have my moments, but most times I feel like I'm very playful and my personality, as you guys can see, is very immature. On a good day, they call me naive, but really, I'm serious. I feel like I've always projected myself as a very playful person. I am very immature. I know that. I know that. You don't have to rub it in. That's just my personality. I'm not really the serious type. I'm just a joke. My boyfriend and I are just super playful with each other. Girl, that has always been my ideal characteristic in a relationship, to be honest. It's something I actually look for in a relationship. I remember on my Hinge, no wait, was it Bumble? So there are these prompts that you can choose to answer on your profile, and one prompt was like 3 ideal characteristics of, I think, a relationship, or was it a guy? A relationship. But I do remember specifically putting this out there because she's been through it, okay? The 3 characteristics that I actually put was playful, goofy, and affectionate. So like during the phase when I was just like meeting guys, you know, dating around, you know, oh, we're going there. Boy, oh boy, have I met some serious dudes in terms of personality. Like very bland and kind of like monotone personality. I just found myself drowning in time. For a while, I was actually seeing a guy for probably, I'd say, a little bit over a month. And dude, I just couldn't click with him on a personal level because our personalities were so different. Not saying that you can't click with different personalities, but sometimes you really can't. I think I only kept seeing this guy because he had his shoes together. So I thought maybe long term he'll be a great family guy. Okay, I know this is literally a prime example of how girls and their brains are wired. We can literally be on a date for 30 minutes and the whole time we're analyzing and debating if this is the one. Even if we're not even ready for that, it's embedded into us. So don't be trucking around because we always have our eyes open. Anyway, the more I spent time with this mature, bland oatmeal, not saying that it's not cool if you like bland oatmeal. I don't really like oatmeal. The more time I kept spending with him, oh my god, this is not it. What did I do? And I don't know why I kept seeing him. I found myself always afraid to answer his questions and speak my mind as me. Like I wasn't comfortable answering like questions and having conversations truthfully. Instead, I found myself catering my answers to whatever he liked. But like, why? It's because he was so like uptight and serious and just like straight to business kind of guy. Not that he didn't have silly moments with me, but I didn't like how I felt restricted, especially when it came to how I would naturally respond and react. Like I had to watch my moves as I answer things. Every freaking time he asked me to hang out, even when I was like super uncomfortable, I'd keep saying yes to hanging out. But then like before we would hang out, I'd like mentally prepare myself like, these are the cues, girl. This is how you're gonna respond to this if he asks this. It had to be prompt, it had to be efficient, it had to be like professional and worded efficiently, no ums. Have you ever had a dream that
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Wow, I was being fake. I mean, essentially, yeah. Having a fake personality. That's not who I am. I'm gonna take this sponge applicator. Go ahead, drag me. It works. So, when people judge my relationship as immature, I kind of don't mind. I wouldn't have my relationship any other way, given that I've dipped my toes on the other side of the spectrum. Some people and the personalities are just, you know, a little bit more playful, and that's okay. Doesn't mean that we're not mature and that we don't have mature moments or like serious moments. We obviously do. There's so much to us, and I just choose to highlight our playful moments. I don't think you would want me to pull out a vlog camera in the middle of us having something serious going on. You want to hear it serious? All right, I'll give you serious. Okay, well, him and I recently had a conversation about love. We've been dating for 4 months now, and we still haven't said I love you to each other. At first, being the overthinker I am, I was a bit concerned, only because I've talked to my friends and a lot of them said those words around their like 3-month mark, and I guess I let that get to me and I started to compare, just let it eat up my mind. I'm taking eyeliner on a brush and I'm just kind of flicking the ends until it forms a tail. Takes a little longer, but I find this method to last way longer on my eyes. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I started to feel like super doubtful and like hopeless that we'd never come to that place. It's a scary feeling because I know I like this human so much. He's a person I'm constantly thinking about, consistently talking to by the minute, you know, always like counting down the days until we like hang out again. Like for sure, there's no doubt that I really like this human being. I know there's no doubt in me that I wouldn't ever come to love this human, you know? But it's definitely something I don't want to force, and I want it to happen naturally. Like, it shouldn't be a place, right? It should be a feeling. But it could be a place, couldn't it? You know, it's so weird, but like, sometimes I'm too afraid, but I want to ask him. As scary as it sounds, you just want to ask, do you ever look at me and just think, wow, I don't know if I can not have this human in my life, or wow, this human's amazing. As I'm like carving my nose, you know, like secretly steal a glance and just have a moment to yourself while you're looking at him or her and just realize how much joy that person brings to you, like how happy you are with or without him or her. I am such a rom-com snob, but I mean, it happens in real life too. I'm sure it does. Again, I'm word vomiting, so just something I thought about. Anyway, I accept that it happens differently for different couples and at different times. Some people, it happens quicker and earlier, and to other couples, it takes a little longer. I mean, I respect that. I respect that we're taking our time to slowly and surely know. And I guess it's better to be careful with our words because I would take it really seriously. But for now, we're heading in the right direction. I guess we'll just have to continue to enjoy each other. And all that matters is that we're happy. I'm being cringe right now. It's just easy to talk your thoughts in your room alone. And then when you actually upload it, you're just like, oh, well. Dude, my skin looks great. I obviously don't know what the future holds, but to the future me, since I like to reflect on my videos, if anything ever happens in this relationship, good or bad, just in case, just know that in this very moment, right now, as I'm sitting here and you're sitting there, know that I'm happy and that I'm grateful for everything he has taught me. I'm happy. And I have this lip gloss in my teeth. So I use the Grande Lips Hydrating Lip Plumper. And you're supposed to use this twice a day for 30 days. Supposed to make your lips bigger. I do feel like I'm seeing a difference. I like it a lot, except the applicator just sucks. But the product is nice, and I like that I have it in this color that's a little bit more pink neutral. Anyway, I'm gonna go do my hair and then I'll be right back. I hope you guys enjoyed our little girl talk today. Let me know if you guys can relate to any of these topics that I talked about and or your experiences. It just feels so good to know that you're not alone sometimes. I'm gonna leave all the links to the products I use down below, and make sure to check out Peace Out Acne Serum if you are interested. Until we meet again to have another relationship talk, I'm sending love. Bye!